And here we have him spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood. We have the ex-military Protoss player, the blue Protoss, currently teamless. It is Classic. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent. We have the up-and-coming Zerg player, also from the land of Korea, representing Team Abydos. It is Mondo. Now, this is a series that we have casted before. Mondo and Classic have faced off in ESL Open Cup Asia in the past couple of weeks, and Mondo has been trying his hardest to overcome the challenge that is Classic, and Mondo has been improving. He's been getting better and better, but Classic is still the clear favorite. He is arguably a favorite to win the entire tournament. Classic has been on fire. He is amazing. He's beautiful. He's one of the best Protosses in Korea right now. He's top 3 alongside Creator and alongside Hero. Oh. So we'll see how Mondo has improved and what kind of changes he's going to make here against Classic. Against Classic, we saw him, I'll always remember, on Gressvan. Mondo had a really close series where he was going for a Roach all-in, and he almost broke Classic. He almost broke Classic's third base and was almost able to snowball into a victory. Classic was barely able to hold on in that game. That was game number 2. Game number 1 wasn't as close. It was it was a little bit more one-sided in favor of Classic. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Mondo can respond here. What his answer is going to be to Classic. Let us find out. So, oh my god. Bit of a rough trade there for Mondo. Classic flies too close to the sun. He wants a drone kill. He does get the drone, but he trades out with a probe. So we go 1 for 1 in the end. I do think that's a better trade for Classic, just because the scouting probe is usually killed anyway by these lings. So a good start for Classic. Oh, and a little bit of extra lost mine time for Mondo. Meanwhile, across the map, standard opener, we have a gate expand from Classic. We have a Stargate follow-up as well. Should be going into Oracles. Should be getting into a standard opener overall from Classic. It's going to be on Mondo to see if he can defend well against the aggression of Classic, because unlike some of the other Protoss players that we've seen, Classic is going to be coming out with Oracles. He's going to be coming out with Adepts, and he's going to be testing the crisis management of Mondo. Here we go. The Ling of Mondo gets all the way into the main base. He does confirm the Stargate. He also gets eyes on the first Oracle coming out as well. So Mondo is fully aware of what Classic is up to. And we'll see if he can be stopped. Oh, back at home, we have continued queen production here. You know, we're going to have 2 queens at the third base. We're going to have 2 queens in the main. Have plenty to defend. Before that happens though, before we have to worry about the Oracles, the first Adepts are slipping in between the bases here. Again, a Classic looking for some damage, looking to pick off some of these drones. Ooh. As he does a back off. Slipping in towards the third base, and oh, the queens are not in position, Papi. 1 drone already goes down. A second drone actually goes down as well, as we don't have WCS Game Heart. Oracle showing up. The queens being pulled apart left and right. We do see the Lings get us around, but the Oracle supports the Adepts. The Oracle is there for those Adepts, and here we go. Once again, we get into that mineral line. 2 more drones going down. Can we get a third? Not quite. In total, 11 drones, as the Oracle gets a little bit more here at the third. Jesus. 6 kills in total on this Oracle. And again, this is the difference between Classic and some of these other Protoss players. He's just so aggressive. He didn't even have any Adepts defensively back at home to protect his third. Hyper aggression here, forcing Mondo to stay at home because of all these Adepts, because of all these Oracles. Now Mondo is going to be going for a bit of a scout. He doesn't have eyes on the third base yet, so he's going to be checking to see the third base location. Goes to the linear third, nothing quite here. Soon he's going to be checking the triangular third instead. I mean, by process of elimination, he should know. But he's going to confirm. He sees the Adepts in position. Meanwhile, we do have that triple Oracle opener coming out from Classic. moving out across the map, and 4 Adepts to support him. Boy, Mondo gonna try his hardest here to keep up. Oracle zipping into the natural base. 2 more drones already going down. The Adepts as well headed towards that mineral line. Lings have to commit, but the Oracles are gonna just clean them up. Oh, there we go. Every Adept finally goes down. Mondo has successfully defended this for the most part, and we see behind this a bit of a late transition. We're getting into Blink, we're getting into +1, but these upgrades were actually delayed because of all the aggressive weapons of those Adepts. So Classic is going to be hitting a little bit later, but economically he's ahead right now. He's up in drones, he's equal in bases, something you never want to see in a PvZ or in this matchup. As a Zerg player, Mondo going to be struggling to catch up in that drone count. But he is going for it. Meanwhile, Classic he's taking his 4th at the same time as Mondo. That's that's just how ahead Classic is right now economically. How he's keeping up with the Zerg in bases, in workers. Again, his Blink Stalker transition is delayed, of course, as a result of this, as a result of all his aggression. But that's okay. He can afford to be delayed. Like, he likes it. It's fine. As now we have Stalkers rocking up across the map, looking to just clean up whatever creep they can. There's that revelation, and there go those creep tumors. Oh, even getting an Overlord as well. Ugh, Mondo having a hard time keeping up. He now has a decent drone count at 71. Not bad, not bad. Now he can focus on his army, but at this point, Classic already has so much map control, so much momentum. Mondo's just having a hard time keeping up with this. And Classic, he's actually going for the kill move. He pushes on in, he gets 1 queen, he gets a 2nd queen, he aggressively blinks on forward as well, and he's going to be able to focus on every single one of these queens. The boys are being pulled into Oracles, and the Oracles are just going to just annihilate everything on the ground. Ugh. Classic, he smelts blood in the water, and he went for it immediately. We have a couple of roaches trickling on in, but at this point, the damage has been done. How many drones? 28 drones going down in total. Nothing to contest these Oracles in the skies. And we have a prisoner reinforced. GG gets called, and Classic, with a clinical display of PvZ, takes game number 1. Oh, GG. Slowly over time, the the Oracle harass put him in such a good position, and then when he finally moved out with his Stalkers, Mondo was caught droning because he had to. He had to continue to drone to catch up, to recover economically. It you know, Mondo was just stuck in that really weird position just because of how dire the situation was, and as he was droning, he was lacking in that army. We just let some of our lovely co-casters know what is going on. Looks like some of the other casters are going to be joining us here, not just myself, but also Maddox, Horus, and it looks like Steadfast as well. It's the Steadfast. I told him the score, and he's asking for it again. We're now getting into game number 2. Oh, the aggression from this Protoss is almost unparalleled. I say almost because Hero is as aggressive, if not more. But here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern. We have the South Korean Protoss that is currently leading this series 1-0. He is teamless. He is Classic. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing Team Abydos. It is Mondo. Here we go. Mondo going to be just, looking to expand here. Pretty standard opener hatch gas pool set up from Mondo, but Yeah, the opener of that last game was a little bit shaky, a little bit rocky for Mondo, just trying to keep up with the constant harassment from Classic. He was battered and bruised by the time he was getting into the mid game. Hopefully he can tighten up his defenses a little bit more here. Hopefully he can have enough lings, have enough queens as well in position to defend. A lot of it did come down to positioning. Like, he did have plenty of queens at his disposal, but moving between the bases was difficult for him. And yeah, hopefully he's going to have an easier time here. This time he's going for the linear third instead of the triangular third, so the oracles are going to have a harder time bouncing between all the bases and dealing damage, but Mondo is still forced to take the unnatural natural regardless. He is forced to take it. And behind this, Classic, I don't think he really needs to change anything. I think we should be seeing another Stargate, especially on Ancient Cistern. Twilight Council openers just are not common at all here. We see them every now and then, but more commonly we do see those Stargates, we do see Oracle openers, just because of how large this map is. It does kind of lend towards the Stargate play. It lends towards utilizing them to take advantage of the terrain, of how large the map is, the space in between the bases. It would make a lot of sense here for Classic. Would make that sense. And there we go. There's the Stargate. You know, as if on cue. Goes for the gate expand, into the Cybercore, into that Stargate. Just like last game. Just like game number 1. And again, it's going to be on Mondo to tighten up his defenses here. There we go. We do have that creep tumor being thrown down to help connect all of these bases with each other, so the queens can have an easier time rotating between them and keeping up with those oracles. The creep's red. It begins. Does begin. Meanwhile, Classic with one singular adept is going to be slipping in towards that third base, just getting some scouting information, confirming the base location, confirming there is no 2-base all-in coming either. Mondo isn't really 1 to 2-base all-in, but you know, you can't take things for granted. You got to scout, you got to confirm, you need that confirmation. Adept slips into the main, also confirms the lack of gas mining, the lack of second gas, no lair being taken. Again, just confirming that there is no weird fast tech, no weird fast all-in from Mondo, no 2-base muta play or anything like that. Oh. Making sure that everything is on the up and up. As that Overlord does eventually go down, and Mondo, and now that he's been able to deal with the first adept, hopefully he can keep up with those oracles. We have 2 queens here at the third base. In the main, we also have 2 queens. The third is a little bit exposed, but that's why we have a spore on the way as well. So everything is looking quite prepared here for Mondo, for the first oracle. He has the tools to defend, but does he have the skills? That's what it comes down to. To see Mondo just scouting around looking for an opening, confirming that there is a third base. Do have a second warp in here from Classic, and Classic is going for a bit of a more passive approach here. He's coming in with 2 oracles, but there are no adepts to support him. This time he's not going to be delaying his upgrades. Ooh, that first oracle takes a lot of hits though. Second oracle dives in, but Mondo is quick to pull back. In the end, 4 drones go down, but oh my god, these oracles, they did take a lot of hits. Oh! No, there's no queen! Oh, there's no queen here at the natural. The oracle will survive. It will slip into the main base. All 3 queens are ready and waiting though. As finally, Classic is being a little bit more aggressive. 5 adepts making their way across the map to meet up with the third oracle. Clearing up whatever creep they can, threatening a shade into the natural. Oh, into the third actually. But he does commit. Getting another drone. And do we have enough lings to clean this up? We should. There's no glaives, bear that in mind. So it's the lings actually get roasted by those adepts. They shade into the natural as well. We have a stasis trap. The boys are being pulled. Once again, Classic, how does he do it? He just finds the damage. Nice bait on that stasis trap, but in total, 8 drones have gone down. I believe, yes, the oracles have all survived as well. We have another stasis trap, but this time Mondo is looking. Isn't going to get baited out. And this time we do have a much cleaner defense from our Zerg player. Much cleaner indeed. He's going to be getting into the mid game with a much healthier worker count. He's got plenty of tech as well. Is he looking? He's looking. Does pull back in time. You love to see it. CranKy is forced back, and we do have that bit of a faster transition into +1 and Blink Stalkers. We've got our Gateway Explosion as well. We're going to be getting into those Stalkers, into eventually Zealots, maybe even Archons behind that. Oh god, I missed it, and so did Mondo. We do have another stasis trap into the natural base. This time it does connect here with 7 to 8 drones. Jesus. Ugh. Yeah, Classic just relentless with his aggression, whether it's Adepts, whether it's Oracles, whether it's stasis traps. He's just not letting Mondo breathe. And hopefully he can pull this off. I mean, Mondo trying to go for a Ling run by, but Classic is everywhere he needs to be. He's back at home. He's across the map. He's taking up 4th base once again at the same time as Mondo. Mondo's 4th is a little bit faster, to be fair. Like, again, Mondo is in a slightly better position than last game, but Classic is going to be pushing on in a very crisp timing with Blink and +1, and behind this he's getting ready for those Lings. He's transitioning into double Robo production for double Colossus, 2 at a time. This is something that both Hero and Classic have been playing around a lot with. Meanwhile, another stasis trap goes on in the natural. No! It does go off. The Stalkers have arrived. They're going to be shaving off as many of these Lings as possible, but the Roaches are forcing Classic back. To be fair. Try and do a better job of keeping up with these Oracles. Do you have another warp in? Colossi are on the way. They're about to bump out there, about to reinforce this army. Before that happens, we don't really have a lot of Lings here, and we need Lings to buffer for these Roaches. Without them, Roaches do not trade too well against Blink Stalkers. At the same time, Oracle setting up for a stasis trap into the natural. We got our eye on it. We see, Papi. We see as Classic is going to just bounce all the way back. At the same time, a massive bailing run by into the 3rd base. No reaction out of Classic. Hyper-focused on his own aggression, is punished for it. And Classic loses 18 probes. Mondo is fighting back. The economy now in his favor. The production as well. He's going to be losing some of these queens, but the Ling Roach army from Mondo is getting larger and larger. There we go, trying to set up a surround here, forcing an awkward angle out of Classic. He's trying to get the hell out of here. Well, it does trade fairly well against these Lings. Mondo taking a 5th base as well behind this. Just trying to expand, maybe even double expand from this point. But as Classic backs off and as Mondo gives him time, God, look at those Colossus. 4 Colossus. Disruptor production as well. Even though Classic may have a hindered economy, oh, as the Oracle finally goes down. Even though his economy may not be amazing, his army is still terrifying. Oh, but before we can get to that army, here we go. Mondo is going to be targeting down the Cyber Core. It goes down. The wall is no longer a wall. Oh, Novas are going off though, and the Blink forward. He traps the Roach Ravager. Oh my god. Oh. Something we don't see too often at all. The entire Roach army gets trapped by the body blocking of the Stalkers. Oh, so much is going to go down. Not like this, Papi. Not like this. Classic moving on forward, going for his massive counterattack. We do see another bailing run by here. Another good chunk of probes go down. But look at the 4 Colossus. Look at the disruptors. Classic, he can just A-move, Papi. He doesn't have an economy, but he doesn't need it. He blinks aggressively once again, getting on top of the Roach Ravager. GG gets called, and Classic takes game number 2 and the series. Wow. GG. Shout out to Mondo for, again, having a better performance than game 1. He was able to do a better job at keeping up with the harassment and even going for his own run-bys. but the Stalkers were still trading too well, and that aggressive blink forward, just trapping the Roach Ravager army, was insane. We don't see that too often at all with Stalkers of all things, not with force fields or anything like that. It's exactly what Classic needed, and GG, well played. He takes the series. GG, and as he takes the series, massive shout out to Baby Lings. Thank you so much for the raid. We always appreciate the support. Hope you had a great ladder session. Maybe short, but hopefully it was a good time nonetheless. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had a great stream. And welcome everyone to ESL Open Cup Asia. We have just wrapped up our second series of the broadcast. We casted Ranger earlier, Ranger versus Mondo. Mondo came out on top. Likewise, we casted another PvZ, and Classic has eliminated Mondo as well. And now you have to take this time to have a look at the bracket and figure out what exactly is going on. What's been happening? What's been happening?